I happened to go to, I think it was a community board meeting because I was eager to meet the community board and make my presence known. And I didn't know he was on the agenda. I don't even think I had an agenda. And he walked in and he's talking. And next thing I know, he says, and that Addabbo Center, they will be expanded. I'm a total stranger. It's my first meeting. But I didn't forget that meeting. And he has continually pledged to support to the extent of $1 million, which we very much appreciate. But he hasn't stopped there. He continues to advocate for us and for all of us in the Rockaway communities and all of us in New York City who have needs. So I am so pleased to know you, pleased to be a work constituent, and thank you for your support. None other than our own council member, Donovan Richards.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. And before I begin, there are a few partners here who really made this day happen, and I'll start with the board president, Betty Leon. So when I first got elected, Betty brought me here and she tours me at the site. She said, Donovan, we have this land next door. We need to get this done. And I'm like, Betty, I just got here. Give me a second. Let me warm the seat a little bit. And she was so relentless. And then we got in touch with EDC, and then it just became a journey from there. And I have to thank Maria Torres Springer, our president of EDC. You ought to give her a big round of applause. She holds the purse strings of the city of New York, just about. And she's been spending a lot of money and time here in the Rockaways. Your commitment to here is unparamount. We will never forget the commitment of Mayor de Blasio to this peninsula. And I got to be clear because people like to say he's not doing nothing for Rockaway. I don't know what part of Rockaway you're talking about, but he's been doing a lot for Far Rockaway, and he deserves a lot of credit for it. So, with that being said, I can't leave out our borough president, who we work very closely with. So every year we get together and we speak about what can we do together. And it's always great to have a partner in government when we call on and we say we're doing this, who is willing to partner with us to make it happen. And not only just talk about it, but actually put some money up. So thank you for the $3 million. Keep that money coming. Keep that money coming. Today is really huge because for many of us who live here, who know this community, we know that we suffered huge health disparities in this community. She touched on it: obesity, asthma, a huge issue here, infant mortality, huge here. Today, this expansion represents prevention. And when you come through these doors any day, or when you're driving by on this peninsula, you see that it's so packed inside that the mothers literally have to leave their strollers outside, even when it rains, because there's just not enough space to serve the community here. This is why today is so important, and why I was happy actually to put $1 million here. You didn't have to beg or ask, because it was the right thing to do. When you identify a problem in a community, you don't say, well, this is not a big political bang for my buck. No, you do the right thing for the children and the parents of this community, and everybody who's partnered with us today has really made it happen. In light of this last presidential election, this expansion is so much more important than just an expansion. It represents a community that is saying we are not going to retreat from caring for our neediest, for caring for immigrants in our community, for the undocumented who need a place to bring their children for health care services. So today it's much bigger than just about an expansion. It's about the expansion of the American dream, the expansion of equity for a peninsula that has long needed to be served for a long time. And then lastly, I'll just touch on jobs, because that is such a critical thing for this community. And when you talk about improving health for a community, why are people going to McDonald's to spend on a dollar menu, which we know is unhealthy for their families? Because they cannot afford quality care and quality food in their own community. So today is a major step in ensuring that people actually have access to good jobs, which entitles and enables them to actually go out and buy healthy food options. And we're looking on the city council level, we're leading a task force on something called the Fresh Food Initiative, which is going to bring incentives, which we're going to put in Community Board 14 to actually build out more supermarkets and healthy food options for this community. So you should stay tuned on that. And we're working with EDC on that as well. So today is a great day for the Rockaways. To our partners, once again, thank you. This day could not be possible without you. So, Mr. Addabbo, to Senator Addabbo, we are so happy to build on the foundation that your father provided for this peninsula. God bless you. May we continue to keep building for this community. And then lastly, because we toured yesterday, St. John's will be actually expanding some healthcare space in senior housing that we're building on this peninsula. So they're also a very critical part of healthcare on this peninsula, and we appreciate them as well. So thank you all. God bless you all.
Councilmember Donovan, we just have 2 more speakers and then we'll be done. You know, not only do we have long-standing partners